Arneson has been creating solutions to problems all his life. One of his first was the invention of the pool sweep. Today, his time is spent working on his latest toy, a 46-foot turbine-powered skater.
Well, to have 3,000 horsepower at your fingertips is pretty awesome, believe me. And to go out there and run, like I said, I like to run alone. And I can go out there and run like the devil, scare the heck out of myself if I want. I don't have to worry about anybody else. And it's an awesome feeling. I have two General Electric T58s, and they're 1,325 horsepower each, and they only weigh 280 pounds apiece. So to get that kind of reliable horsepower is pretty hard to do.
Howard, tell us a little bit about the Arneson Surface Drives. What's special about those?
Well, what is special is the fact that the prop only runs half in the water. That's number one. The other thing is the longevity of the drives and the strength. We have about 8 or 10 different models. The biggest one has a prop shaft in it that's 6.5 inches in diameter. It's a big thing. And the horsepower range you can put through those things. I would not be able to do what I'm doing if it wasn't for the Arneson Drive, because no other power would take it. You couldn't put an IO on there, that's for sure. And if you had conventional running gear, it just wouldn't run.
For most of us, breaking the 100-mile-per-hour mark on the water is a monumental achievement. Few boats can reach these speeds, and even fewer can maintain them. Howard Arneson's life on the water began at that speed. He probably spent more time on the water at speeds over 100 miles per hour than any man in history. Based on a small fraction of the time recorded on the hour meters in 2 of his boats, to account for engine warm-up, maintenance, and idling time, Arneson estimated that he had traveled more than 80,000 miles at such speeds. His world-famous turbine-powered catamarans achieved speeds over 170 miles per hour. To Arneson, cruising at speeds over 130 was like a walk in the park. Howard Arneson made his impact on powerboating with the development of the surface drive that could be steered and trimmed, and bears his name. A surface drive operates with its propeller partially above the surface of the water. This affords less appendage drag as well as a reduction in cavitation because the propeller is vented to surface atmospheric pressure. The result is an extremely efficient drive system for high-speed applications. Howard Arneson was born on May 25, 1921, in Benicia, California, a seaside city north of San Francisco. Growing up near the water, Arneson was interested in boats as far back as he could remember. His first job was with a gold dredge manufacturer. He also worked at a nearby naval shipyard and entered the U.S. Navy as an aviation gunnery instructor. In this capacity, he taught and trained pilots in skeet and trap shooting to familiarize them with shooting at moving targets. A world-class shooter, Arneson won the California State Trap Shooting Championship in 1947. After leaving the Navy, Arneson raced 225 cubic-inch hydroplanes. His racing career was short-lived when he flipped his boat and woke up in the hospital. Soon after, Arneson was hired to work on a project to develop a system to clean swimming pools. After completing the project and selling the system, he developed and patented an automated swimming pool sweeper. This product was extremely successful, and in 1969, Arneson sold it to Castles and Cook. He had a 5-year contract to manage the business, but was so successful that he stayed with the company for 12 years before he retired. As the pool sweep business grew, Arneson was able to afford more boats. He bought a 47-foot Concord Cruiser, a 28-foot Magnum, and a 36-foot Cigarette offshore raceboat, Bosso Nova. He ran the Cigarette for 4 years, and in 1977 ordered a 40-foot Arena craft with fixed-shaft surface drives. Arneson raced the new boat at Newport Beach, California. The boat began to delaminate and didn't finish the race. The surface drives provided good speed, but handling was not the best. Following the teachings of Sonny Levi, who was credited with the development of V-bottom boats with increased dead rise and forward sections, convex sections, and lifting strakes, Arneson believed in the surface drive concept. In 1979, he purchased a 38-foot Scarab and installed the fixed shaft drives. After testing this boat, it became evident that the inability to trim the drives was a handicap. While in theory, a boat could be set up to run and handle efficiently with a fixed shaft drive, changing sea conditions and varying boat weight distribution often made this difficult. A drive that could be trimmed and steered increased operator control to optimize performance in varying conditions. Arneson began development of a surface drive that could be trimmed and steered. In 1980, he ordered an 18-foot arena craft and installed a prototype of his patented Arneson drive. The boat ran great. It handled well and reached a top speed of 78 miles per hour with 280 horsepower. The Arneson drive was born. Arneson ordered a custom 38-foot Cougar Cat to race with his new drives. The boat was rigged and throttled by Terry Laughlin in California and driven by Tony Garcia. Keith Hazel and Sammy James shared throttling duties. The boat, Arneson, won 9 successive races and the World Championships in open class in 1983.
But I think, everyone is going to sort of feel everyone else out to see how they want to run, how fast they want to push it.
Squire, here they come out to the first checkpoint, Sand Key, and we've got a big group of boats together. Tony Garcia in the Arneson Special is running neck and neck with Al Copland in that 50-foot Popeyes boat, and here they come with that fleet of choppers bringing them along. Copland on the inside seems to have a little bit of an advantage. Garcia and Copland head to head.
I don't really think they're having a terribly smooth ride today. You know that every time you land, that's going to hurt, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Tony Garcia outraced 9 UIM APBA Class 1 Challengers as he piloted his Arneson Special to the prestigious Sam Griffith Trophy. Garcia, with throttleman Keith Hazel, bounced back from a disappointing start in the 3-race Class 1 series to earn the Union of International Motorboating's traditional symbol of the world champion in offshore powerboat racing.
Let's meet the 1983 world champion, Tony Garcia.
Last year, Tony Garcia won this race. He changed boats, came back, won it again this year. Tony, that's a pretty good record.
It really is. We're just all excited about the thing. UIM, I guess I won at APBA last year. It's nice to win UIM this year.
You are the world champion, but you're a gimpy world champion. You're limping around here. What happened?
I know. I sat down last year. I don't know what happened. I think in that rough stuff out there, I must have twisted the ankle. Didn't notice it till after we came in.
They've been calling it smooth catamaran water, but the deep V of George Morales ran well today. Did you elect to let him go and just secure the world championship, or did you try to race with him?
No, we tried to race with him. It really got rough on the way out to Smith Shoal. It was pounding out there. Back outside to Sand Key and the rest of the way was fine. But back in that Smith Shoal area, it was really rough, and I think that's where I hurt myself.
What's more exciting, the first or second championship?
I'll take either one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world champion, Tony Garcia.
We move further up the course to find 2 great competitors in Offshore 1. Michelob Light with Tom Gentry from Honolulu, Hawaii. The Michelob Light is a 38-foot Cougar with 2 650 horsepower KS&W engines. We also found Al Copland from Jefferson, Louisiana in Popeyes. Popeyes is a 41-foot Cougar with 2 700 horsepower Merc Cruiser engines. There are many combinations that can be used in offshore powerboat racing. As an example, the Michelob Light is a Cougar Cat with KS&W engines being pushed along with Arneson drives. The Popeyes is also a Cougar Cat, but being powered by Mercury inboards and Mercury stern drives.
In 1984, the world champions in open, modified, and sport classes all ran with Arneson drives. Arneson drives were designed in different sizes to handle the full range of power available to the race and pleasure boat markets. Because of their great efficiency and ability to handle high torque input, the majority of drives produced were sold to the large pleasure yacht market. Arneson continued to use and promote his drives. During the mid-1980s, he bought a custom 50-foot Cougar Cat constructed in wood and powered by 4 engines outputting into 2 Arneson drives. The boat was later purchased and raced by Tom Gentry and set the world superboat record at 149 miles per hour. This boat pioneered the 4 engines into 2 drives concept in racing.
Here's Al Copland, the hometown boat close to your screen, and out there, I believe, yes, it's Gentry from Honolulu, Hawaii.
This is going to be a drag race all the way around. Everybody has been waiting for this one. You know Copland is going to go for it. It's in his hometown, and he didn't like the fact that Gentry beat him out the last time these two ran. But Gentry, in New Orleans, actually set the world record for the Superboats.
Al Copland, Joe Mack, Fabio Buzzi, and Dan Campbell had since incorporated this concept in their superboats. Copland's boat, equipped with Arneson drives, was driven to a win by Chuck Norris in a race in Long Beach, California.
With the Queen Mary in the background, we're about to crown a king. Winner in the Superboat division, Popeyes Diet Coke. Now look at the guys, they're looking over at their helicopter to see if indeed they get confirmation of the win. They do get the confirmation, and in fact, actor Chuck Norris has won his first ever offshore powerboat race.
Around 1986, Arneson became interested in gas turbines. He rebuilt a 450 horsepower Boeing turbine and installed it in a 23-foot deep V arena craft. As the boat gained speed, it ran out of bottom. The boat became unstable, and Arneson recalled having to back off the throttle. To avoid this problem, he purchased a 29-foot Sanger catamaran. The result was outstanding. Powered by an 850 horsepower Pratt & Whitney gas turbine, the boat, Alley Cat, ran 127 miles per hour. Arneson built and sold 4 more of these boats. To date, he had built 16 turbine-powered boats of various sizes and configurations for such famous clients as the ruling family of Dubai, Bill Bennett, and Al Copland. In 1990, Arneson built a 32-foot skater with a 1,250 horsepower GE gas turbine to race 1,039 miles up the Mississippi River from New Orleans, Louisiana to St. Louis, Missouri. On September 20th, 1990, at the tender age of 69, he won the race in 12 hours, 40 minutes, and 50 seconds, eclipsing the previous record by 7.5 hours, a truly amazing feat. Arneson drove and throttled the entire race by himself.
Channel 5, KSDK, St. Louis, now 24 hours a day. This is News Channel 5 at 10.
A 70-year-old entrepreneur has shattered the record for the Mississippi River Marathon boat race from New Orleans to St. Louis. Howard Arneson of San Rafael, California, cruised into the riverfront at 7:35 this evening, 12 hours and 44 minutes after the race's start. The previous record was 20 hours and 16 minutes set back in 1984. Arneson says the key to his success was the boat's drive system, which he designed to go 125 miles an hour.
Whoever beats this record, they're going to earn every foot of it. I can guarantee you that.
Before the start of this race this morning, we thought that the best time to hope for was an average of 75 miles per hour, which would have put him up around 14 hours finishing it. So did much better than the best we'd hoped for this morning by a long shot. So this record ought to stand for a long time.
Arneson, by the way, wins $10,000 for smashing the old record. 4 boats started the race in New Orleans, only 3 of them finished. The River Marathon race was first run in 1870, when the paddle wheeler Robert E. Lee took top honors.
People get a lot of ideas, and there are a lot of things invented, but the name of the game is selling it. And we went through a lot of trials and tribulations. It wasn't readily accepted by the industry. The pool service people thought we were going to put them out of business, which wasn't true. The pool builders thought if they tried to sell this automatic cleaning device, that must mean it's a big problem, and they wanted to hide that, and it is a big problem. So getting over those hurdles, that I'm most proud of. I sold the pool suit company in 1969. It's strange to think here you are at the top of the heap in a particular industry, in a particular market, and you quit that and you go on to something else. I was just enjoying life and having a boat and wanting to go fast and so forth. And the result of it is the patent came from making that improvement on the device. But it's never been work to me. It never has. There are not enough hours in the day. Well, you're always thinking. Always. No matter what you're doing. Except riding in the boat.